Welcome to Critical Condition. My name is Joe, and we're here to talk about sports. So as the 2020 NFL offseason continues, we've seen teams draft, trade, sign players, as well as get to view their upcoming schedule. So I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity today to rank the top 5 teams that I think are poised for a comeback season. Now, what I made this list on was pretty much the team's offseason moves and pretty much the coaching changes that were made and that I feel like are going to really impact the teams moving forward going into the 2020 NFL season, as well as which teams were going to increase their win total for this upcoming season. So I just want to remind everybody that this list is completely just based off my opinions. If you agree with me or disagree with me, feel free to leave your comments and thoughts down below in the comment section. If you enjoy this video, feel free to give it a like as well. So starting at number 5, I have the Indianapolis Colts. Now, last year, the Colts finished off with a 7-9 record. And I feel like they're in the running now to not just win more than 7 games, but be able to make a run at that division. Now, I feel like the Titans and the Texans are going to have a hard time measuring up to the success that they had last year. So when it comes to the Colts, though, I feel like, first of all, they upgraded at quarterback. I feel like Jacoby Brissett is more athletic than Phillip Rivers, but I feel like Phillip Rivers has more experience. He still has a cannon for an arm at times and really gets a lot of bad heat for the Charger struggles last year. So this coming season, I feel like Phillip Rivers is just in a perfect situation to succeed. First of all, the offensive line is great in Indianapolis. They're ranked number 3 to 28th, which was what the Chargers were ranked, is a huge difference going into this coming season. Next, the running game is exceptional. They ranked in the top 5 when it comes to running the football, as well as now to help Marlon Mack, you're adding Jonathan Taylor, who's a big bruising running back out of Wisconsin. I feel like that's another solid move. What else did the Colts do this coming season? They added DeForest Buckner on that defensive line to shore up their D-line weakness that they had last year. As well as, going back to the offensive side of the ball, they got Michael Pittman out of USC in the 2nd round this past season. That's one of the players that Chris Ballard definitely wanted to get his hands on, and now he does. Michael Pittman, who's a solid possession receiver, teamed up with a great burner and T.Y. Hilton when healthy. Again, assuming he's going to be healthy this coming season. I feel like that gives Phillip Rivers the perfect combination to succeed in Indy, as well as Frank Wright, who's, in my opinion, a better coach than Anthony Lynn. Chris Ballard, great, phenomenal GM, who's going to do everything he can to make sure that Phillip succeeds. In my opinion, is why I have the Indianapolis Colts ranked at number 5 and looking to improve that win total from last year. Coming in at number 4, I have the Miami Dolphins, believe it or not. Now, the Dolphins finished at 5-11 last year, but they finished with a great amount of momentum to end that season. They pretty much were one of the reasons why that Patriots dynasty got dethroned last year. Still breaks my heart. But as well as that, yes, the Dolphins got a lot of bad heat because a lot of people were accusing them for tanking. But the way I viewed it as was that Brian Flores, who in my opinion is a better coach, or probably the best coach coming out of the Bill Belichick disciple tree, in my opinion, came in there, installed the culture, got rid of a lot of hefty contracts, loaded up on draft picks, and they had a great draft. Okay? They did. The Dolphins also got their quarterback going into this coming season. Now, the question is that whether, Tua's going to play right away or not, which he's not. Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to start, but I feel like somewhere down the road this coming season, Tua will start. You don't have to waste your time now with Josh Rosen. We know what he is. He's not even going to be in that conversation when it comes to starting. Brian Flores also addressed a couple big other holes that were in that team. First of all, Xavier Howard and Akeem Talib coming back healthy, and he added Byron Jones to that secondary. So he's got some big bruising cornerbacks ready to go, as well as he got another defensive leader from the Patriots, Kyle Van Noy at linebacker, who knows pretty much and can preach what Brian Flores is all about. Next, they upgraded at offensive line. Whether it's Fitzpatrick or Tua going into this coming season, they upgraded a tackle, and they used 2 more picks in this year's NFL draft to address their guard situation. Running back, complete upgrade now. You got Jordan Howard and you have Matt Breida. They're not burners, but they're definitely a better upgrade than Mark Walton was last year, Kellen Balaj. So that, in my opinion, is why I'm ranking the Dolphins at number 4, and I believe are poised to win more than 5 games this coming season. Next, number 3. So number 3, I had the Cleveland Browns going into this coming season as a playoff favorite. Now the Browns finished last year at 6-10, but I believe that the tide's about to turn for Cleveland. Kevin Stefanski, first of all, huge upgrade at coach, as well as Andrew Berry. I was never a fan of John Dorsey, and I'm glad he's out. But let's go back to Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski was known for being the offensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. He's won with Kirk Cousins. He's won with Case Keenum. He's even won with Christian Ponder. I feel like Baker's a better upgrade than all 3 of those quarterbacks. I feel like Baker Mayfield specifically got humbled last season, and I feel like, he needed that to happen to him. So I feel like we're going to get a better version, the best version of Baker yet. I feel like he's going to go into the season slightly more mature, slightly better decision making. For the Browns, though, just in general as a team, they did great moves in the draft to upgrade at defense. They got a great linebacker out of LSU. They got another strong safety out of LSU going in there to upgrade those ends. And as far as offense, top 2 receivers that you have, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, great tandem. They added Austin Hooper now, and it's great. It's a great move because David Njoku isn't available as much. He can be dynamic, but Austin Hooper is going to be that volume tight end who, pretty much can dominate the center of that field, as well as upgrading that offensive line right now. To me, Cleveland needed to desperately upgrade the left tackle and right tackle positions, and they did that as well. They added Jack Conklin, and they drafted Jedrick Willis with their first-round pick. All around, it's a great move for Cleveland right now. I feel like, as Stefanski's known also for running the football and really getting the most out of his running backs. Look at Dalvin Cook last year. They got the same kind of running backs going into this year, except that they have a coach that can actually scheme them better in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. All around, though, I have Cleveland pushing for a playoff spot, contending, definitely going to get more than 6 wins, in my opinion. I feel like they're made for this season to have a comeback, and I feel like everything's looking in their favor. The schedule isn't as brutal. They're number 16th as far as when it comes to their schedule. Going into number 2, I actually have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into this season as an NFC title favorite. Might not be a very popular opinion, but I feel like Tom Brady makes them that much better. First, they got rid of Jameis Winston and upgraded him, obviously, for the GOAT himself and Tom Brady. Tom Brady, the last 4 seasons, hasn't had more than 30 picks combined. Jameis is coming this past season, threw for 30. The Buccaneers actually lost 6 out of their 9 games last year by 1 possession. So Brady gives you stability. I don't feel like he's going to put the ball in harm's way. He's definitely got an upgrade. It's an upgrade from New England when it comes to the weapons that he had to deal with. I feel like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are both 2 legit top 10 receivers. He's got Gronk now, who is a huge security blanket or huge pacifier, as I want to call it, for Brady, as well as the dynamic of Cameron Brate. Maybe not dynamic isn't the word I would say, but a good safety net. Better. Dynamic is O.J. Howard. Buccaneers have 3 tight ends going into this. So, again, everything's poised for them. Defensively, though, Todd Bowles had that defense ranking number 1 as far as points allowed in the last 7 games of the season. That's huge. So Tom isn't going into a rebuild, okay? He's going into a team that's expecting to contend. Shaquille Barrett on that defensive side is great. As far as adding Tristan Wirfs on that other side of the ball, which is their offensive line, fixes things up and gives Brady that protection. Brady's at his best when he's got time to throw and he's got dynamic receivers, and now he's gotten both of those things. Watch out for Tampa Bay as an NFC title contender. Going in at number 1, I have the Denver Broncos. Now, this is a popular opinion between everyone. I don't think I'm going to get a lot of pushback for this. But Drew Lock, not sure if he's a franchise guy yet, but he showed a lot of promise. He went 4-1 down the stretch last season. Made some really good throws. Going into his offensive arsenal now, Cortland Sutton, who had a breakout year last year, looked good and is coming back. Got another year under him now. As well as John Elway went pretty heavy on offense this coming season. They got KJ Hamler out of Penn State, and they drafted who many believe was the best college receiver last year in Jerry Jeudy. Again, 2 more security blankets for him, in my opinion. Jeudy's dynamic, as well as Hamler is a great possession receiver. At running back, they got Melvin Gordon, adding more juice to that running game to pair up with Phillip Lindsay. Big question mark for myself that I have for Denver is that left tackle position, but Elway did address the guard situation there as well, which will help solidify the protection for Drew Lock. Going into the other side of the ball, Denver's defense got ravaged with injuries last season, and they still managed to stay ranked at number 11th. Vic Fangio's going to get Bradley Chubb back. We hope Von Miller's back, ready to go, as in a healthy way from this past situation that's going on right now. And really, I'm looking at the tight end position. Tight ends are a young quarterback's best friend. Drew Lock has Noah Fant to throw to, and again, he has a year. It was kind of a slow year for him, but he has a year of playing experience under his belt now. They also drafted Drew Lock's teammate from Missouri, actually, who's not just a great blocking tight end, which is what he's classified as, but he's actually faster than Noah Fant. In the combine, he ran a faster 40 than Noah Fant did. So that gives you options right there, and that's what Drew Lock has. Best friends, options, and having solid tight ends when you're throwing the football. And Drew has those. So that compared with a good defense, a solid running game going into this coming season, and Drew knows the system. There's no question marks as far as who's going to start this coming season for the Broncos. In my opinion, is why the Broncos are poised to not just get a better win total, but really push double digits when it comes to that area. I feel like they're really going to start pushing the Chiefs in their division. Now, of course, I think Kansas City's going to win the division. There's no doubt about that. But I feel like they're going to give them some really tough challenges when it comes to playing Patrick Mahomes there. So it's not going to be a walk in the park for Kansas City when it comes to this football team, and they really got to watch out because the Broncos are coming. I feel like, next to Peyton, I feel like this is the best Broncos team going into the season, and I feel like Denver fans should have a lot of hope and should be excited for what's to come for them. Thanks for listening. If you enjoy content like this, feel free to subscribe. If you, again, agree, disagree with the list that I gave you right now, feel free to voice your opinions. Let me know what you think, and let's have a good, healthy conversation. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen. As always, I'll catch you later. Goodbye.